Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another MAMG Let's Play of 999. When we left off, we were moving some coal around and doing a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. I believe we'll be able to get the knife end today, although I don't think the safe end is going to be plausible because I don't think I have enough time to do it, and I need to make sure that the videos don't go too long if I can help it. So, I'll probably do the safe ending as a separate video, which may be shorter because a lot of it's going to be backtracking over this stuff. But first, we need to find out what's going on in this warehouse. No. I believe this is the cargo room. Okay, Ace says it's the cargo room, so I guess it's not a warehouse after all. This must be where they store all of this vessel's freight. There are wooden crates everywhere. I wonder how old they are. Junpei, Ace, and June had stopped unconsciously, pausing to take in their new surroundings. Santa's voice broke through their momentary trance. Well, we probably ought to start with finding the exit, right? Let's get going. Okay, so here we go. I guess we need to find a way out of here, which it's not as big and bad, because I kind of remember what to do here, so it shouldn't be as bad as the other room was. The other room was crazy. Okay, so got some rope here. No, okay. Oh, here's a bag. There are a bunch of bags here. I wonder what's in them. Oh, it's a card of the Ninth Man. A card with the Ninth Man's face printed on it. What's that? It's a card. It has a headshot on it. A headshot? Yeah. I'm not really sure what purpose this could possibly serve. Okay. Well, there's another bag here. Santa. Card with Santa's face printed on it. Apparently we're not going to say anything to Santa about it, okay? These crates are quite large. They seem to be tied to one another with sturdy straps. Okay, what's over here? Ooh, box? No? This is the only area with a fence around it. Junpei, think you could go take a look at that? Sorry, but no thanks. Why? I've, got a bad feeling about it. Okay, fine. I'll go. Please, be careful, Santa. Yeah, but just in case. Wait, what's he gonna do with that screw? I don't see what throwing a screw at a fence is. What? Oh! It's electric. Oh man. There's electricity running through that fence. Looks like it. Then we can't get to the other side. Well, we could jump off those crates, but we wouldn't be able to get back. Okay, so we can't go that way. Alright, let's turn around. Oh, what's this? It's locked. We need the key. All the boxes have numbers on them. Do they? Oh? Ace bent down and picked up something that had been sitting next to the box. Junpei, take a look at this. Cards. Oh, it's Lotus. A card with Lotus's face printed on it. So we gotta collect the cards. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This is Seven's card. This is supposed to be a trading card. It's not a very good one. Aww. Okay, so let's see. Ah! Oh, it's June. This must be. Oh no! Don't look at it. I'm not cute at all, and I'm not photogenic, and I don't look sexy either. Next to Clover, my skin looks gross, and I'm not sexy like Lotus. I know guys go for women who look like Lotus, but I'm trying too. I'm doing the best I can. So please, don't call me a board or a trash can or a cutting board. Well, wait a minute. I haven't said anything like that, have I? Blush. Girls are weird. Oh, there's me. Or Junpei, me. Yeah, that's me. That's exactly what I look like. Not cool, man. You took this picture without my permission. It looks pretty cool, though. You look really handsome in this picture. Hey, knock it off, lovebirds. What? We're not a couple. Not at all. Not in any way. And there sinks Junpei's heart. Not my heart, his heart. I'm cool. Okay, these barrels maybe? There's some sort of liquid in these barrels. I'm not sure what it is, however. Okay then. Okay, hang on. Oh, there's Ace's card. It's Ace's card. You look like some kind of European lord. Oh, my headshot. You want to see it? It's actually a pretty good picture. No, I don't need to see it. In fact, we really ought to get back to our search. Alright then, suit yourself. Everybody else can see it though. Snake. Is that Snake's card? Yeah, you want to see it? No, that's fine. Ace, you're being a little weird, buddy. You don't want to see anybody's card. This is Clover's card. You know, looking at this photo, she's kind of cute, isn't she? Huh? What's up? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Why does her smile make me feel cold? Because she will ruin everything you know and love. Actually, that's Clover. She took an axe to your face. Or your back. Okay, so we got all 9, right? Yes. They finally collected all 9 picture cards. All that remained was to insert the cards into the slots at the front of each box. Junpei stared at the cards in his hands. Ace peered over his shoulder at them. You know which card goes into which box, yes? Yeah. Ace goes into 5, Snake goes into 8, Lotus goes into 12, and that's how it works. Junpei gave him a look. Yeah? Of course I do. It's really obvious. You just match our numbers to the numbers on the boxes. So for instance, the card with the picture of Ace on it goes into box 1. The card with the picture of Snake goes into box 2, and so on. I see. Ace is being really weird. Junpei thought he might have imagined it, but he could have sworn Ace stiffened. I'll leave the rest to you. He quickly turned and walked away. Strange, Junpei thought. Oh well, whatever. Doing his best to clear his mind for the task at hand, he turned back toward the boxes. It was time to solve the puzzle of the 9 boxes. 9 cards with pictures and 9 boxes. Junpei stared at them for a moment and began. Okay. Ace's card went into box number 1. Then Snake's went into box number 2. Then Santa's card into box number 3. Clover's card into box number 4, Junpei's card into box number 5, June's card into box number 6, Seven's card into box number 7, Lotus's card into box number 8. And finally, the 9th man's card went into box number 9. As soon as he'd inserted all the cards, all 9 box lids opened at once. He peered inside. In each box was a single pin. Oh, they looked a little like sewing pins, but much thicker. Junpei collected them all quickly and shoved them into his pocket. What do you do with these? These look like the kind of pins you'd use for sewing. There are 9 of them in total, and they have numbers on them that run from 1 to 9. Okay. Well, I haven't gone up these stairs yet. Yeah, let's go up here. There's a door between the 2 flights of stairs. Okay, the stairs, they go up 3 stories. What are you waiting for, Junpei? Whatever, I'm going. I would like to go too. This is the only door here except for the one we just came in through. Then this is the exit. Of course it's locked. Is it an electronic lock? No, just a keyhole right under the doorknob. So to open this door, we gotta find the key that fits into the keyhole. Yeah. Okay, let's go up higher. Oh, this looks like what we need to use. Aha, here we go. But the pins, I didn't even realize I needed to go up here. Okay, there's 6 holes here, and it looks like the pins I just found will be a perfect fit for them. The ones you found in the 9 boxes, right? Well, why don't you try it? All right, let's see what happens. I think 2, 4, and 6 should go here on the top part, and 3, 5, and 7 on the bottom. Well, some of them lit up. Yeah, 3 and 6. I wonder if there's some kind of rule that determines the light, which lights go on. Well, I put the 2, 4, and 6 pins on the top part, and 3, 5, and 7 on the bottom. You think maybe it's the digital root? The digital root? 2, 4, and 6 is 12. The digital root of 12 is 3. Therefore, light 3 turns on. 3, 5, and 7 is 15. Digital root of 15 is 6. Therefore, light 6 turns on. Makes sense, right? I see. The lights that match the digital root of the pins inserted in the top and lower parts will light up. So that's how it works. Well, there's one other thing I'd like to check. Well, if he wants to try, he's certainly welcome to. So, he'd put the 1, 2, and 3 pins on the top and 6, 7, and 8 in the bottom. Oh. They turned off. Digital root 21 is 3, therefore light 3 turns off. Okay, so you can use it to turn them on or to turn them off. And I need to get them all lit, right? Is that what's going on? I get it now. If the digital route for the pins you insert is the same as the number on the lights that are lit, those lights turn off. Yeah, looks like that's the trick. Alright, so now we know how it works. You want to give it a try. Wait, you mean you know what we're supposed to do with these lights? Well, no, but I figured we could try and see if we can turn them all on, you know? I figure something's gotta happen if we can manage that. Turn on the lights, huh? Okay, Junpei, let's make sure I know how it works. Pick one of the 6, then pick one of the pins, yes. And if you double it up, then it's gonna turn the light that's on off. The lights with the numbers correspond digital root of the pins in the upper and lower parts will turn on. I know, just let me do it. It's gonna take a minute though. I'm probably gonna have to like actually think about this. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so we already know that 1, 2, and 3 go up here. And you can do 4, 5, and 6. Did I not, what? Did I mess it up? Okay. What? I don't know. I think I messed it up. I don't think I'm supposed to like yell at me like that. Because there should have been at least one, unless they were both the same digital route, so it lit it and then turned it off. I bet you that's what happened. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, so I only got 3. I don't know. Okay, let me figure this out and I'll turn them all on and then we'll continue on so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch me flounder about with this stupid puzzle. This should work. There we go. Awesome. F? I didn't get an F. Are you kidding me? All the lights are on and the shutters opened up. Hey, does that mean? Yeah, we gotta do it again. Man, and I thought I was doing so well. Okay, so we got 9 holes and there's an F up above them. I don't know what the F means, but I do know one thing. What's that? This time there's 9 holes, so we need to insert 9 pins. Man, that's boring. Well, why don't you just try it, alright? I wonder if the F is the hexadecimal thing. I'm just gonna throw some things in here though and we'll see what we get. Nothing? You think maybe the F means 15? Yeah. Yeah, okay, thank you. You're right, yeah, that's gotta be it. Alright, let's give this one more shot. Okay, so I need to find the digital root of all of them to equal 15. Are you kidding me? Oh, I thought this was gonna be easy. Alright. If you guys want to try this at home, feel free to do so. I'm gonna do this and then you guys won't have to worry about it too much, so that's nice. Oh, yes, I got it. Finally. There we go, all pins are inserted, all lights are lit. We did it! The power's on now. It looks like there's electricity going to the monitor on the top now. Alright, let's see if we can activate the device on top. There's more? Oh god. A green button, a red button, and a lever. I wonder what these do. I think this might help. What? What the hell is this? Where did he find this? What is that? Where'd you find it? I found it when you were messing around with the pinholes. It looks like instructions for this thing. According to what it says here, this thing's a remote control for that. That? Yeah, that. What's he pointing? Oh. That machine over there. Apparently it's called the Pushmaster 5000. Are you serious? Whatever. So what are we supposed to do with this Pushmaster 5000? You see the coffin over on the top of the crates? Yeah? Don't you want to know what the deal is with it? I do. You want to check it out? Yeah. Alright. How do you think we're gonna get there? Well, there's some crates on the right side of the fence that someone piled up. Like stairs. Maybe we can get a path to the coffin from there. How would we do that? Line up the crates, I guess? Yeah, that sounds about right. I guess this is just another one of Zero's puzzles. Yeah. Anyway, let's give it a shot. No, looks like the Pushmaster 5000 runs off a battery. So to keep it from using up its energy too fast, it's been programmed so it'll only start moving once its path has been completely programmed in. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Oh god, there's so much to do. Alright, let's give this a try. Sure thing. Just keep in mind that there's a limit on the battery, alright? The battery dies after 50 moves, at least that's what it says in the manual. 50 moves, huh? Also, keep in mind that the Pushmaster 5000 can't handle heavy metal crates, okay? Got it. Instructions, okay, when a square adjacent to the Pushmaster is touched, the Pushmaster will move to that square. If there's a crate in the way, the Pushmaster will push to a single crate. Move the crates appropriately and efficiently and fill the yellow areas. Oh my god. Okay, re-input command, quit command, start command. Oh. Weird. Okay. I got you though, so it's a little game like that, but I only have 50 moves. Cool. So cool. Oh, this is gonna take a second. Oh my god, I got it. Oh, with only a few moves to spare. Oh, this is like so much trial and error in this video. Okay, I'm done putting in the program. What do I do next? Just be quiet and watch. See? It's moving already. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get the safe ending on this one because I don't know how long this video is gonna be because I've been filming for so long trying to get all this done. Awesome, the Pushmaster 5000 did what I told it to and lined up all the crates. Great, now we can reach the coffin. We just need to climb those crates over by the fence. Yeah, this coffin doesn't really sound like a thing that I want to see. I mean, it's probably empty. It's probably gonna have the key in it, but you know, it's just weird. Hello. They walked slowly past the row of crates until they came to the coffin. They stopped and nodded to one another, and Junpei put his hand on the lid of the coffin. Mommy! Just kidding. He smirked heartily at his own joke. Junpei grumbled and shook his head. Whatever, just open it. Junpei resisted the urge to remind Santa that he would have had it open a long time ago if Santa hadn't interrupted, and quickly threw off the lid of the coffin. They peered inside. A gun? Contrary to what they expected, the inside of the coffin was quite large. It was mostly empty, but not completely so. Laying on the bottom was a rusty key, and next to the key... It's a gun. Yeah, a revolver. It looks pretty old. I wonder if this is a replica? Junpei reached down slowly and cautiously and picked up the revolver. In his hand, it felt heavy. He checked the cylinder. There were 6 bullets. He'd never seen a real gun, or even a real bullet before. He couldn't tell if these were real or not. The barrel was rifled, and nothing seemed to be blocking it. As Ace had said, the gun was a very old one. However, it appeared to have been well maintained. If it was a real gun, Junpei thought it would most likely function perfectly. If it was real. Holding the gun made Junpei feel unpleasant. Carefully, he placed it back in the coffin. You're not gonna take it? Of course not. All something like this is gonna do is cause more trouble. It's a powerful weapon that gives one person a huge advantage. Something like that would be way too dangerous to have around. We're in enough danger already. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Maybe Zero put this gun here, hoping that something like that might happen. In other words, maybe he put it here to make us fight each other. In that case, we should most certainly leave it here. I, for one, have no desire to let Zero control me. The others nodded. They had no desire to be under Zero's control either. Okay, we've got that figured out. But you aren't gonna leave that key in there, are you? Yeah, of course not. Junpei picked up the rusty key and slid it on the on top of the coffin back into place. The gun back where they had found it. Ooh. It was called a knife ending, not a gun ending, so I don't know if anything's gonna happen because of that. But we know where we need to go from here. We need to go up the stairs and right here. Let's just put this key in here, and yes! Sounds like that did it. Yay! Looks like it's open, Jumpy. I see. The key should open this door. Hey, what are you waiting for? Let's go. Okay, it's opening. Oh, thank God. I thought that room was going to be way easier than it was, but good lord. So much of that, like some of it's trial and error, some of it is like if you're smart, then you probably wouldn't have wasted as much time on it though. The hallway that left the cargo room headed straight toward the stern. Junpei and the other three proceeded down it, silently. Some distance along, a large room opened up on the left-hand side. It looked familiar. An iron gate covered each of the elevators. Junpei and his companions drew to a stop and began to discuss what their next move should be. We've seen this elevator before. We got off on the one on the left just a little while ago. Then we went through the number 6 door and that took us to the engine room. Yes, and after that, we passed through the cargo room. And now we're back here. In other words, we made a loop. We're back where we started. Junpei approached the elevator. Gently, he pushed a triangular button on the wall next to it. A moment passed. The elevator door opened. Oh, what's gonna happen? And shut. Pushing the button had apparently restored power to the elevator. The elevator was now functional. Excuse me, what do we do? Should we return to C deck? No, this hallway keeps going. Even if we do end up going back, I think we should see what's down here first. I agree. Let's go. Their decision made, Junpei and his companions left the elevators behind and continued down the hallway. Sometime later, Santa, who had been walking several paces in front of the rest, suddenly stopped. Set in the wall in front of him was a door. So far as Junpei could see, there was no other way to proceed. It was the door or nothing. Alright, let's open it. Junpei took a deep breath, righted himself, and grabbed the doorknob and pulled the door open. Yeah, this is different. This is all new. He paused for a moment, then stepped through into the room. And there he saw a number that had hung over the heads since they'd woken up. It's the 9 door! 9. Like the numbers on every other door, this one too was a rough shape made of red paint. It was the door set in the back wall of the room. Junpei leapt toward it with a sudden burst of hopeful energy. It was a large double door, heavy and full of solemn importance. He grabbed hold of the door handle and shook. Nothing, but he hadn't expected it to open. The red sat on the wall next to the door. Its screen read, vacant. Finally, they'd found it. Junpei felt himself overwhelmed by a torrent of emotion. At last, they'd found the exit, but cold gripped his heart, and he knew all too well why. As he stood, frozen, unsure of what to think or feel, Jumpy, look! Behind you! He spun around and couldn't believe what he saw. It was a door, but with the number 9 written across it. Was there a second door? Why? Junpei's voice was barely audible, even to himself. He stumbled toward the second door, as if somehow compelled. It was a small single door. It sat in the starboard corner of the room, on the same wall as the door they'd entered from, but in the opposite corner. 9. There was no mistaking it. A rat sat on the wall next to this door as well. Junpei shook the door handle pointlessly and muttered to himself. Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors? It was Santa who answered. There were always 2 doors. Just think about it. Zero never said there's only 1 door with 9 on it. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. Of course, we just assumed that there was only 1. After all, why would there be more than 1? Oh man. Jeez. Junpei was stunned. Zero's trick had taken him completely by surprise. There were 2 doors. This meant that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape and leave no one behind. Now, the reason for the bracelet numbers being 1 through 9 was clear. Divided in 2, the digital route for both teams would be 9. For instance, 1, 2, 7, and 8, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 would be the digital route for both teams would be 9. Or 2, 3, 4, 9, and 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 It would also be 9. There are many other workable combinations, but they all ended the same way, with the digital root of 9. What did that mean? The answer was quite simple. From the very beginning, the Nonary game was designed to save all 9 people. Zero hadn't been lying. Zero had never said there's only one door. But anyone who found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out. One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they would reach the room Junpei now found himself in, and realize the pointlessness of whatever violence they'd visited upon each other. There were 2 doors. No need to kill each other. They'd understand and be appalled, overwhelmed with guilt at what they'd done. Perhaps that was the purpose of the game. That was how the Nonary game was meant to be played. Fortunately, they hadn't started to fight one another, at least not yet. But if one misstep was made, if the wrong mistakes happened, the stakes would rise and the noose would tighten. The thought of it sent a chill down his spine. So, what are we gonna do, Junpei? A voice broke through Junpei's frantic thoughts. Santa's voice. It brought Junpei back to his senses. No use worrying about the future. He needed to figure out what they were going to do next. There were 4 people in the room. Ace, Santa, Junpei, and June. Their bracelet numbers were 1356. Their digital root would be 6. In other words, the 4 of them couldn't open a door with the number 9. But what if there were only 3? Could door 9 be opened with 3 of them? It took him no time at all to determine the answer. There was only one combination of 3 people that would give the digital root of 9. 1, 3, and 5 equals 9. That would mean... No, we gotta go back. That wasn't a possibility he was willing to consider. Santa and Ace agreed. Yup, I agree. We cannot leave June behind. Junpei let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. Are you sure? I don't mind staying. June's body betrayed her true feelings. Her eyes were met with the beginnings of tears, and her legs shook. It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind. Santa has said what Junpei had known the moment he realized which 3 people could go through the door. Besides, I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest. Maybe I'll go to Atlanta. What? Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis? Oh, right. Perhaps it was a sudden reassurance that no one wanted to leave June behind, but Junpei laughed harder than he had in some time. Santa and Ace smiled. You guys... June blinked tears from her eyes and bit her lip. She didn't seem to know what else to say. Very well. Best we head back to C deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier. Perhaps Clover, Seven, and Lotus will have returned from door 1. Even as Ace spoke, they knew finding the others wouldn't improve the situation. There was no way they could be split into teams that would go through both doors. Ace knew it. They all knew it. But there was nothing else they could do. They would find the other 3 and search for another solution. Alright, let's go. Ace looked at all 3 of them and turned and headed through the door. Santa and June followed. Junpei started towards the door and then stopped. He'd been too busy with the other concerns to notice the room itself. It didn't seem terribly important now, but what exactly was it? Junpei looked around the room, for the first time noticing the things that weren't doors with 9 on them. A red carpet ran between the 2 columns of the wooden benches that ran the length of the room. The carpet began at the large set of double doors and ran toward the bow. Junpei wasn't sure. Was it an altar, perhaps? There was a small rectangular alcove at the end of the carpet, and inside the alcove was a raised platform. Resting on top of the platform was a coffin. A coffin. A coffin. What on earth was a coffin doing in a place like that? But before Junpei had time to answer that question... Hey, Junpei, what the hell are you doing? Let's move. Santa's voice echoed from the hall outside. Right, okay, I'll be right there. Junpei turned on his heel and left the quiet, somber room. Uh. Who was knocking inside that coffin? They took the elevator up to C deck. Once there, they headed back toward the main hall and the central staircase. It didn't take them long. Junpei found Seven and Lotus waiting for them. They didn't look too happy. We got a problem. Clover's gone. Junpei and his three companions looked at one another. He turned back to Seven and Lotus. What do you mean, gone? Santa, Ace, and June had their own questions to ask. When? Why? You two went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you? Seven and Lotus responded as best they could. Yeah, we went through the door together. But Clover barely spoke to us. She just did her own thing the whole time. There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1. She wouldn't let us into the 4th room. She just said, I'll take care of this one, and shut the door. She must have blocked it with something on the other side. We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out. We called for her, but she didn't answer. So I kicked down the door and we went into the room. But it was empty. Clover wasn't there. There was a door on the other wall, and it was open. We figured she opened the door and left by herself. We ran after her, of course, but... well, obviously we didn't find her. You figure out that much. Clover's gone. Junpei thought for a moment. When did this happen? We got here just before you. You certainly have excellent timing. So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase? No, we haven't. Finally, Ace spoke. His voice had the edge of resolve and concern. Very well then, we'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin. There were quick nods all around, and the remaining 6 players spread out. Clover's always a trouble child, isn't she? Junpei and June ran into the central hospital room and looked around. She's not here. No, she isn't. They searched a little longer, but with no luck. They couldn't find Clover. Finally, they gave up and left the central hospital room. Slowly, they made their way back to the hallway. At last, they reached the stairs and Junpei spoke. Alright, I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck. Alright, that sounds good. But, what? Could you stop calling me by that code when we're alone? Huh? Oh, sure, right. I'll do that. There was a reason Junpei persisted in calling her June even when they were alone. Although, perhaps not the best reason. He was embarrassed to call her by the nickname he used when they were children, Canny. 9 years ago, it came naturally. After all, they were children. But now that they were adults, it felt strange. Regardless of what he might hope for, to call a woman he wasn't dating by such a childish nickname felt odd to him. Of course, to call her Miss Kurashiki would be even more awkward, and simply Kurashiki would seem a little brusque, okay? Although he didn't want to put his finger on why, it felt somewhat forward to call her Akane, when they hadn't seen one another for so long. In short, it was simply easier for him to call her June and leave it at that. Alright, I'm going then. Yeah, be careful, Canny. June, or perhaps more appropriately, Canny, blushed and smiled. You be careful too, Jumpy. Yeah, got it. Take care. Junpei looked after her for a moment as she turned and ran up the stairs, then turned around and took off for the hallway. It's so quiet, I don't like it. Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in the dark place, June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon fully be dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat, slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp, and her skin, smooth and pale as always, was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe, and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank. All his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk toward Lotus, slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse, no rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something, somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind, told him that she'd been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind simply returning. His mind slowly returning, she had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife, though. Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus's bracelet was gone. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only two ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside of the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have a number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when he heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat, extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. Ugh. His voice was a little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. Oh. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. Yeah. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer reflecting in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions. Not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve in an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Good lord, words, do I know them? Soon, it swallowed up the last of what remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell, into zero. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. So there we go. That's the knife ending. Now, do you guys think it was Clover that did it? I think it is. Even though we don't get to see the killer, we see Junpei's reaction to the killer, but they never actually show us who killed him, who stabbed him with the knife. But I think it makes the most sense, because she killed him with the axe too, and the situations, the circumstances have not changed, although Clover could have been missing because she was like killed or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but that is the knife ending, so we have the safe ending left, which will probably be relatively short, and then we have the true ending, where all the pieces are going to come together, and we'll be able to see what else is happening in this game. And hopefully we'll be able to reach a resolution very, very soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ. Let's play. Have you ever heard of the story of the two Santa Clauses? It goes that a long time ago there were two Santas. One of them wore white and the other wore black. The white Santa gave presents to good kids, and the black Santa played tricks on the bad kids. They went on like that for a while, but eventually the black Santa's tricks started to get worse and worse. Pretty soon, the white Santa couldn't stand it anymore, and he stabbed the black Santa to death. When he stabbed the other Santa, the white Santa got blood all over his clothes. And that's why, these days, his clothes are red.